What is up, PTG people? We're back once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for week number 5 of the Draft League here. We are taking on Aiken and the Borussia Boltunds. And you can see his team right over here. We have the Rillaboom, Nidoking, Venusaur, Comfey, Passimian, Torkoal, Greedent, Lapras, Rotom Fan, and Swoobat. Pretty threatening looking Sun team here, as the Sun not only gives Venusaur its chlorophyll, helps protect the Nidoking from water type moves, which is always a useful thing to have. Also helps protect the Comfey because it already has priority healing. Now you've given it a priority 75% synthesis, which is going to be really, really annoying to deal with. Like, I just got to one-shot that thing almost immediately. Or at least try to one-shot that thing, or put it in the best position for me to just be able to beat it 1v1. Other than that, you also have the Rillaboom with the grassy terrain, which helps the Torkoal. Prevents me from really bringing Earthquake or anything like that on any of my Mons. Helps the Nidoking with Earthquakes and stuff. It's a really solidly built team. It supports those top 4 pretty well. One thing I will say about it is there's some weaknesses that can be exploited here, and I'm definitely going to give my best to do so. The first of those weaknesses comes with, obviously, it relies, at least a lot of their big offense relies on the weather being up. And looking at like the Mons that he's brought the most, Nidoking has come every single week, and then other than that, there's 4 Mons that have come 3 of the 4 weeks, and those are Rotom Fan, Torkoal, Torkoal, Comfey, and Rillaboom. So Venusaur actually has only come once, but I definitely could see it coming here as well. There's a lot of things on my team that Venusaur does really well against, but I guess I'm not super duper worried about it. I got my ways of dealing with it, but definitely a lot of reliance on the weather. So I'm going to try to exploit that by either taking it away or using it against him. So that's the kind of goal here. First off, we have or the Alolan Ninetales with the Never Melt Ice Snow Warning. So this thing is just going to be able to come in bunch of times throughout the game. Anytime I have a free switch into something, anytime I have any momentum, I'm bringing this thing in if the sun's up, just so I can get rid of it and put myself in a good position. We have Blizzard, Ice Beam, Moonblast, and Toxic. Toxic is there for like the Torkoal switch in, because looking at his team, he doesn't really have anything that switches into Alolan Ninetales great. Like you can switch something like a Greedent in, you can switch like a Lapras in, but they don't appreciate it. They won't appreciate Moonblast either, specifically Lapras on that one. But everything else gets like really smacked by one of my 2 stabs. The Torkoal is the only thing that resists both of them, so I can Toxic the Torkoal on switch in. That'd be perfect. If I can limit the time his Torkoal is alive, that is what I want. I want to be able to take the Torkoal out as fast as possible so that I can remove his Sun's viability. And that's all I really want here. So, fingers crossed we'll be able to do that. Just gotta keep as many turns out there where he does not have Sun. This thing also kind of works as like if one of my plans for dealing with Venusaur falls through, because I have several, I can just go into this thing immediately and force it out by just clicking Ice Beam. Like, I would normally just click Blizzard because obviously like Blizzard's 100% in the hail, but I believe it becomes 50% in the sun. So like if Torkoal switches in, there's a good chance, there's a 50-50 shot that I don't get damage on that thing. And if I get the Toxic on it earlier, Ice Beam is just a safer play, because that extra chip damage plus the Toxic is a good chance to just wipe out the Torkoal as fast as possible. That's kind of the goal. And I just went Never Melt Ice because I felt like more often than not I'm going to either be clicking Blizzard or Ice Beam. in this match, so that extra little bit of chip damage on those attacks is going to be important. Moonblast is literally just here because I need an alternate stab to hit the Lapras with. That's pretty much it. Everything else just still gets just hit, chunked by Blizzard and Ice Beam. So, kind of wish we played next week, honestly, after the Greedent disappears from Vespiquen, because that makes the set even stronger. But if I can Toxic both the Lapras and the Torkoal, like, this is best case scenario for me. 100%. I also didn't bring Aurora Veil because I kind of just knew in my head, it was like, there's no way he's going to let me get Aurora Veil off. There's no way he's going to let me have Hail for more than like 1 or 2 turns at a time early in the game. As long as Torkoal's still alive, he's not going to let me have Hail for like a turn or 2. So I can set Veil. So I felt like it was I felt like it wasn't worth the move slot for Veil this week. Next up, we have Juice the Tangela with the Eviolite Regenerator ability. 252 HP, 204 defense with a bold nature, and 52 and 2 Spadaf. 52 Spadaf was for... Oh, I don't remember. Oh, no, I don't remember what that 52 Spadaf was for. I think it guaranteed that I lived a hit from, like, a modest life orb. Venusaur? I think it guaranteed I lived 1 hit. It was either that or I lived a Timid Life or Nidoking hit. Or something along those lines. I know I lived a hit from one of those two. Because I'm pretty sure I always live at least 1 hit from... We're just gonna... Fuck it, we'll calculate live. Tangela, max HP, 52 Spadaf, level 50, Eviolite. Alright, let's look at Torkoal. Okay, no, this is to guarantee that I live a Lava Plume from Torkoal. That's the goal. That's what we're looking for. Okay, thank you, damage calculator. I'm going to live a Lava Plume from Torkoal because then I can do a couple different things. I can always Toxic it. I can knock it off to get rid of like a Heat Rock or something. Or get rid of lefties if it has lefties. Or something along those lines. Whatever item it might be packing, I can knock it off. I can get a Toxic on it. And the cool thing is, between Regenerator and the fact that he has Sun, it puts me in a really good spot. Because, like, yeah, the Comfey can priority do it. But I can just also do it and take 75% of my HP back at any point in time with a Synthesis, which is really nice. Really, really good stuff. So I'm always going to take that if I can. Like, that's too good to pass up. I'm gonna take it. But having this thing be really physically defensive, this is also really good to have against something like the Rillaboom. Rillaboom cannot lock itself into something like a... It can't lock itself into something like a Grassy Glide or a Wood Hammer because this thing just comes in against it for free and just kind of ignores whatever it wants to do. Like, he has to click U-turns more often, he has to click knockoffs more often. With the Rillaboom, kind of forces him to play specific ways with the Rillaboom so that he doesn't just get walled by Tangela. And that's why we don't have Grass Stab this week, because Grass Stab does nothing for us here. It would do a little bit against the Lapras, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. Because we can still take a hit from the Lapras. But, and like Toxic it or something. But, why did my brain just shut off? But yeah, the Rillaboom is forced to avoid clicking Grassy Glide and Wood Hammer if it's choiced at any point in time. If it does lock itself in, we just go straight hard into Tangela and we click Sludge Bomb, and that's just the kind of thing we do. We just click Sludge Bomb and he dies. Well, he doesn't die, but he takes a shit ton of damage. and something gets chipped. Because he doesn't have a steel type on his team, so he has no poison immunity. He only has one poison resist, being the Nidoking. So that's pretty cool for us. Yeah, Tangela puts in a lot of work against his team. Just kind of regens around and uses the sun to his advantage and just pretends the damage doesn't exist, which is pretty sweet. So love that about Tangela. Really excited to see how Tangela does this week. It's going to be fun. Next up, we have Notre Dame, the Bronzong with the Sugarberry Heatproof ability. This thing is terrifying against his team. We have max HP, 68 defense, 188 special defense, calm nature. The Spadef actually makes it so that Modest Life Orb, Venusaur cannot 2 KO us. Yes, even with Heatproof, in the sun, Weather Ball still 2 KO'd us without this investment, so that's crazy to me. However, the goal of this Bronzong is to win. Because look at Aiken's team, and look at this Bronzong set, and you tell me how ridiculous it is. What on his team hard stops this? His dual stab plus some Calm Minds. What on his team stops that? Especially if I'm Sugarberry. What on his team stops that if I start setting up? Right? Like, what stops that from being a problem? I'll also be getting Grassy Terrain recovery from the Rillaboom as well, which is going to help us out for sure. We resist his Grass Stab, which is his biggest tool against us. Like, and once we eat our Sugarberry, Knockoff is doing nothing to us. Really. So, this thing can just keep setting up, get to like +6 Calm Minds, and rest a couple times, obviously, because we can still tank 2 hits against most things. But like, Psychic Flash Cannon just kind of nukes. And even if this thing doesn't just straight up nuke, we can just set up a Calm Mind. If we can get up a Calm Mind or two and just break, that works too. Bronzong is... I hate that it's come to this, because Bronzong, in my eyes, is supposed to be a defensive mon. It's supposed to be our wall. And this thing just keeps picking up kills every week, and I don't know how, and I don't know why. It just keeps getting kills. It's my freaking killer. Excuse my language, pardon me. I apologize. It just gets kills, dude. This thing just kills stuff, and that's crazy to me. So if I get up a Calm Mind or two, I can just start clicking Psychic and just start nuking stuff. That's pretty fun. That's going to be pretty fun to do. So, I'm really looking forward to just killing things with Bronzong. If I can get like two or three kills with Bronzong in this game, I pretty much just like open the door for myself to just win. Especially because Heatproof Bronzong, like, I set up in front of a lot more things than you would think. I can set up in front of Torkoal pretty effectively. I can set up in front of Venus. If I already have at least one up, I definitely set up in front of Venusaur. If I have one up, I can definitely set up in front of Nidoking, especially because of the Sugarberry. It's nuts. The crazy thing is, actually, I think at +1 I OHKO Nidoking, which is nutsy as all heck. I love this set. This set's so much fun. This set's gonna be so much fun to use. If I can get it to work, this is gonna be great. Next up, we have Volt Doggo, the Jolteon making his return this week. Flame Orb, Quick Feet, Jolteon. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Weather Ball, and Wish. So, again, we're going to look at this team and say, what appreciates a Weather Ball from Jolteon? Answer, no one. Because, like, okay, there's going to be 2 different weathers floating around in this game, right? The battle for weather control. This Burn Jolteon, for one, outspeeds max speed Timid Venusaur in the sun. Yeah. Max speed Timid Venusaur in the sun, we outspeed. So, this thing just fires off a Sun Weather Ball at a Venusaur and nuke. Just nuke. Bye. Adios. How much does that do again? $98 to $116. 98 to 116 to Venusaur. Whoa. Like, nothing takes the Weather Ball well into another move. 2 Weather Balls KOs Nidoking if it tries to switch in under any weather. If it switches in under Hail, which is even worse, it dies. Which is great. And then once the Nidoking dies, like, I'm freed up to be able to just Volt Switch around. And so, like, if I'm in against Torkoal, I just Volt Switch. And I either try to kill the Torkoal immediately, first of all, which is always a possibility. But if I think he's going to switch, which is also very much a possibility, really depends on whether Nidoking comes, for one, which I think it will, and whether I reveal Weather Ball at that point. Because if I haven't revealed Weather Ball, then he might just be able to think he can switch Venusaur in for free, and then I can just go Volt Switch out into Ninetales and then retake the momentum back. A whole bunch of different scenarios can play out here, but basically in all of them, Jolteon is useful. And the key thing here, too, is with Wish, if I force something out, I get a Wish up, especially once the Nidoking's gone. I can Volt Switch out and just pass the Wish to whomever needs it. Specifically, in situations like this, I can pass wishes to Tangela, I can pass wishes to Bronzong, I can pass wishes to our next team member, all of which will appreciate them greatly, all of which appreciate the healing, and, like, even though it's not a fat wish at all, it's still going to be beneficial, depending on the situation, so we take those. But yeah, Jolteon's going to put in a lot of work this week, I'm sure. It's going to be an offensive powerhouse against him, so I'm looking forward to it. And so we got Spud, Mr. Spud, the Armaldo, with the heavy-duty boots, battle armor. 252 HP, 204 defense with an impish nature, and 52 into speed. That 52 into speed is to allow me... What does that allow me to do? I think that allows me to outspeed... Yeah, this allows me to outspeed a non-invested Rotom fan after a rapid spin. I know it's weird, but I wanted to be able to... Rotom fan's like one of the fastest things I could see not being invested on his team. Being used like more of a Pokemon. So I can get off a rapid spin, I can outspeed that thing, smack it with a Stone Edge, and call it a day. Which is pretty nice. We have the Rapid Spin, Stone Edge, X-Scissor, Stealth Rocks. Rapid Spin because against his team, like, he's got some solid rockers. He's got Nidoking, which can set up rocks because it forces a lot of switches. He's got Torkoal that can set up rocks pretty easily. Either one could be a rocker, and I think rocks would be useful for him in this matchup. So I wanted to make sure that I had something to get rid of those. And Spud just kind of fit the bill. Stone Edge just really smacks his team. He only has 2 Stone Edge resists on his team, being the Passimian and the Nidoking. Then I threw on the X-Scissor for stab. That helps us with the Rillaboom. We actually, with our defense investment, we avoid an OHKO from Banded Grassy Glide by a bit, and there's like a 90-something% chance we don't get OHKO'd by Banded Woodhammer. Obviously, anything less than Banded, we chew that, and then we can smack him back with the X-Scissor pretty nicely. So, then I wanted rocks of our own, just for a couple different reasons. One, if I can get rocks up and keep him up, the extra chip damage on a lot of his offensive mons will be great. But it's also really important because of the Torkoal. Because it allows me to scout without knocking it off. Or, potentially. It allows me to scout what kind of item he might be running on it. And that, to me, is incredibly crucial. Because if I can find out early that he's heavy-duty boots, I know his sun turns are also limited, so I can, try to stall them out the best I can. If I see he takes rocks damage, then I know he's got to be either a damage-boosting item, or he's got to be heat rock, or something like that. I can scout for leftovers really easily. All that kind of stuff. It gives me a lot more information about his Torkoal, which I think is crucial. Plus, it allows me to beat down things like Lapras a little bit better, things like Swoobat if he's not boots, Rotom Fan if it's not boots. Because you can't always just bring boots everything. You would think it would be fine, but you can't just bring boots everything all the time. It just doesn't work. And then our last mon, which I think is going to be the thing that takes his sun and sticks it up his behind. Plumeria the Salazzle. Apologies for the length of this team builder. I'm kind of rambly this morning. Plumeria is terrifying for his team in this matchup because Sun is its best friend. This thing just kind of rips holes through his team. His only fire resist on his whole team is the Torkoal that sets the sun. And its Spadef ain't great. Its Spadef's not pleasant. Flamethrower into Sludge Wave has a chance to kill it. Especially after rocks, if it's not packing the boots. So, that's incredibly crucial information. So, I went with Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, Nasty Plot, Protect. Max Special Attack, we have enough speed to outpace the Swoobat, because, lo and behold, Swoobat could be problematic. And then just kind of threw the rest in bulk. This thing is a demon. Black Sludge Recovery is going to be great. The Rillaboom Recovery will be great, which, by the way, Rillaboom can't really touch us, even with its strongest moves. So, we have the advantage against that thing. It would have to be designed to live one of our hits. If he's somehow designed to live one of our hits, either a Flamethrower in the sun or a +2 Sludge Wave, then he deserves to live the hit in high horsepower us. He deserves that. Because this thing just rips this team apart. Now, I have my switch-ins to deal with the Venusaur. I've got my switch-ins to deal with it. I'm not worried about that. But I can probably set up in front of the Comfey. I'll outspeed it usually. I could probably scare it out if it hasn't already set up Calm Minds. I could probably set up in front of a non-sun boosted Venusaur if that case becomes a reality. I could probably set up in front of a Rillaboom if I determine that it's choiced. If I can scout the damage and I can see that the Rillaboom is indeed choiced in some way, shape, or form, I'll be able to set up in front of it. Set up in front of a couple things, definitely. I force a decent amount of switches, especially in the sun. And once I force those switches, something just dies. Especially if I'm at +2, something just drops. And that's so cool. As soon as I saw I was facing a sun team, I knew Salazzle was going to be on the team. I bounced around a couple different sets, but then I ultimately just landed on needing the recovery because of potential rocks damage, plus I wanted to have the protect so I could stall out sun turns. Or if the hail's up, I can stall out and get extra hail chip on their mons, which is also something I considered. The only thing that really takes a hit from this thing, once I set up, the only things that really take a hit are Greedent and Lapras. Greedent is not that great against my team. I don't think Greedent comes. It could very well show up to the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but I just don't feel like it does enough to warrant it. Plus, I've been getting a lot of kills with Body Press Bronzong, so I don't think he would feel safe bringing Greedent against me. So realistically, it's Lapras. Lapras is going to be his thing to switch into this thing, and I have so many ways of dealing with the Lapras. If I get the +1 with Spud, I can kill it with that. I can beat it down with Jolteon. I can get Toxics on it. Like, there's so many ways that I have to deal with this Lapras. I'm not worried about it much, which is great for me. So, that is our team. Let's just go ahead and hop into the battle. I've rambled way too much for you guys. I apologize. I've rambled on way too much. We're going to go ahead and see how the map.
Alright, PTG people, we are here once again with our next matchup here in PTG. This is week 5. We are up against Aiken and the Borussia Boltunds. Okay, so we see that he brought the Nidoking. No Rillaboom. No Rillaboom at all. That is really cool. Greedent for its last week with him. I guess it's interesting. Torkoal, Venusaur, of course, Passimian, and Comfey. So, okay. I actually kind of like this matchup a little bit better in the long run. So, I think I'm just gonna... I think I have no reason not to lead with Spud. I think Spud's a fine lead against everything. I don't lose anything by leading Spud, and then we'll rock out. Alright. Good luck, have fun. Aiken, let's see how this one pans out. Okay, so no Rillaboom, no Lapras, Rotom, or Swoobat. So not mad about any of those really not being there. Behemoth is the Nidoking. Okay, damage on this thing will be great. Unfortunately, I have nothing that really damages this thing. I'm just going to set up my rocks. Rocks going up is nice. Is going to be important here. He might as well fear the Earthquake. Because he can't take me out if he's Timid Life Orb. We'll also kind of see. Taking a little while. He might be fearing the Earthquake for sure here. Yeah, he feared the Earthquake immediately. He goes out to quarterback, which is the Passimian. Okay. Interesting. So I get my rocks up immediately. Unfortunately, this is another situation where I don't particularly have anything to hit him with. At all. However, he doesn't hit me very hard. Spud has already done one of his main functions. I'm just gonna... Sometimes does the most. I'm just gonna Exeter for damage. Kind of scout. See where he's at. He knocks off. Let's run my boots. 182 to 137. That's about 45 points of damage. Yeah, it's about just like scarf damage. That's fine. I'm just gonna click Exeter again. Get a little more damage off from this thing. Alright, he's not scarfed. Good to know. Post combat. He's gonna take a decent chunk more from that. Yeah, it's about just jolly damage. Him not being scarfed is really cool. Makes things a little bit easier for us to deal with. Cool. Legitimately, like I'm almost sacking Spud at this point, but Spud doesn't really do anything much else for me in this matchup. So why would I waste my energy? He's going to withdraw. Interesting. So he switches into Nidoking here. Okay. So he's just giving me free chip on Nidoking. That's kind of cool. And he takes the rocks damage. Nice. Takes a little bit from X Scissor. Chip, chip. I'm not gonna complain about free chip damage. Right, I'm just gonna click Edge. I'm gonna click Edge. He's just gonna kill me, I'm sure. But Edge is my most damaging move, so I'm gonna click it. Okay, he just Earth Powers, takes me out. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because I can go into... my Lola Ninetales and scare this thing out. Because he dies to anything I do. His ultimate switch into this is probably going to be either Greedent or Torkoal. So I can just click Toxic here. Because he's not taking it. He's going to preserve this, yeah. That was obvious. Yep, this is going to be Torkoal. As expected. And he's Boots. He's Boots Torkoal. So he's going to probably Rapid Spin my rocks away, which is fine. That's not the biggest thing in the world. His team is not particularly weak to rocks, so the extra... Oh, no, he is not Boots. Never mind. I missed him take the Boots the rocks damage. Nice. So he's probably Heat Rock. Okay, so we switch here, obviously. And we go hard out into... We can go Plumeria here. I'm not too worried about. I mean, if he Earth Powers here, that's good for him. Like, that's a really smart move. He just Rapid Spins. That's fine. Because nothing right now wants to take... Like, he does not want to take a Sludge Wave. He's actually, I believe, in range of Sludge Wave killing him. He also doesn't have a great switch into this either right now. So I'm just gonna Sludge Wave. I might actually be able to just kill him right here. Dropped. Dropped it immediately. That's perfect. Dropping that thing so early is so huge. Because now his sun is gone. And we get rid of... Yeah, that's going to be big. That's going to be real big. Alright, so he's going to Earth Power this. Which is less than pleasant. I think I can go hard Ninetales. He kind of has to Earth Power there. Because if he doesn't touch my Salazzle. Yep. So we should eat this pretty well? Yeah, okay. Now he has no Chlorophyll, and what's his switch into a Blizzard? I don't see a Blizzard switch in. Never Melt Ice boosted Blizzard. Let's just fire it off, because what's coming in on this? And appreciating it. What is going to come in on this? I am Ore. I am the Ice Switch. We have the Ice Switch on our team. She is a killer. She is a destroyer of everything. Get absolutely nuked. Get destroyed. Your Sun Core, gone. Like 4 or 5 turns in. Sun Core, gone. What do you got? Come on. Now, if he goes into Nidoking, I'm going to presume Scarf. I'm going to presume he's Scarf Nidoking. That's my presumption. Kind of based on how he's been using it so far. And if he goes into it here, that's going to confirm that. Because realistically, I don't know what else he brings in right here, besides a Scarf Nidoking. Scarf Nidoking might just be his, like, best way of dealing with, Fat Buddy. Okay. She actually goes into this piece of junk. Alright, so I'm going to Toxic this. I don't care what else happens. I'm Toxing this immediately. Because this thing is annoying. Swords Dance. Yikes! Yeah, this is gonna be annoying. I assume he's max HP. Blizzard can 2-hit KO him, but I'm not gonna take that risk. So I'm just gonna go into Juice here. Because I do also want to preserve my Hail for the potential of getting the Weather Ball off the Jolteon on the Nidoking. Gyro Ball. That should do it. Oh, that does nothing. That does 0. Oh, that does 0 damage. Oh, I like that. I like when things do 0 damage to me. Alright, so he's SD Gyro Ball. Interesting. I'm just gonna knock here. I don't lose anything by clicking knock off. That's what's the worst that can happen. I already know I'm definitely faster than this thing because it's a Greedent. And Greedent is slow. Slow boy. Alright, so he's switching. That's fine. He's going to go into the Passimian. Okay. So we're going to see what item this thing has. So Lockberry. Ooh! Interesting item choice. Can Tangela kill this thing? No, I cannot. I can Synthesis here. He doesn't do very much to me. He's probably just gonna knock. Yeah, he's just gonna knock off my Eviolite, which is fine. He crits me, but it doesn't matter because I'm Synthesizing, so I'm gonna get back up to full. I'm still like what people don't understand. Like you can knock off the Eviolite on a Tangela, that's fine, but that doesn't mean you've beat the Tangela. That's just fun. Yeah, you still don't even 2-hit KO me, so I'm not entirely sure what you thought you were going to get out of this exchange, sir. Yeah. I got a crit too. Does that matter? -1 Spadaf? It might have. It's a roll from the range he was at to kill him with the Sludge Bomb at -1, so I don't know if the crit mattered there. But yeah, like, y'all really be out here underestimating Tangela? Like, come on, man. You really out here thinking, like, Tangela is not going to just eat this hit? Let's be real. However, though, let's look at the rest of his team. He has Greedent, which is not knocked off, but he has Greedent, which is not that big of a threat. Comfey, which I have plenty of things to deal with. Okay, so I am actually just going to stay in here and try to knock. I can actually afford to set... Oh my god, he missed. Is he going to... Please reveal to be Choice Scarf. He was Choice Scarf. I knew it. I knew it. I'm sorry I stole your fancy scarf. I'm sorry I stole your fancy scarf. Fire Blast, though. I'm just going to go for the Sludge Wave. That's fine. Because now that he's not Scarfed, what prevents me from going back into Ninetales and just doing the same thing I've been doing? And that is clicking Blizzard and making things die. Blizzard again. What? Like you have nothing to stop this now. Now that I've gotten rid of your Scarf, which I'll admit I got lucky to do. I'll admit that. This is a fat bunny. I don't know how well you take 2 of these. I've never met Ice Boosted. I don't know how well you take 2 of these, unless you're Max Spadaf. Yeah. Oh, I'm sad I didn't get to get rid of his Berry. That's unfortunate. But that's fine, honestly. I think it's time. I think I go hard. I think I go hard Bronzong here. And I think I start setting up Calm Minds. Because now Calm Mind Bronzong beats him. Okay, I'm kind of worried about a potential crunch. He's shown SD gyro ball. Kind of worried about potential crunch. He SD'd immediately, which is kind of weird. I'm really worried about crunch. I'm gonna Calm Mind. Anyway, we're gonna see what happens. I get the Calm Mind off. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me for disrespecting you, Reed. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He does have crunch. Please eat this. Ah, we eat it. I think I just have to kill this thing here. Flash cannon. Get dropped. Another kill for Bronzong. There you go, bro. We got another one for the bell. We got another one for the bell on the books. You're welcome. Told you I was gonna get more kills for the Bronzong. I told you I was gonna get as many kills for Bronzong as I could. Okay, so he probably thinks that I am Levitate. So he's probably going to go for Fire Blast. Please miss the Fire Blast so I can kill you. I went for Psychic, so this is fine. I should have gone for Rest. Ooh, that would have been nice. Hail stops. Can I just Flash Cannon this thing? I don't think that there's a world where you can kill my Bronzong. Even from this range, I don't think there's a world. Yeah, you're dead. Hey, you're dead. Goodbye, you're dead. Have a nice flight. Have a nice flight. See you next never. The Zong. Calm Mind Zong. Coming through. Calm Mind Zong. Ringing them bells. Ring the bells, boys. It's game over. Let's go. Let's go. Miss Fire Blast. Please miss Fire Blast. Please miss Fire Blast so I can win with Bronzong. Please miss Fire Blast so I can win with Bronzong. Please miss Fire Blast so I can win with Bronzong. Please miss. Damn it. Live this somehow? Oh my god! We lived on one because we're heat proof! The bell tolls! For whom the bell tolls! Bronzong picking up the dub! 3 more kills for the bell! Oh my god. GG's Aiken. Holy shit. I was not expecting. Yo! I don't believe it. I do not believe Zong did that well. Oh my lord. Oh, that was too much hype. My brain hurts. GG's, man. That was so fun. That was so much fun. Wow. Yeah. Bronzong gets 3 more kills this week, which is super duper hype. I'm really excited about that. But thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeff, also known as PokePrimer, and I'm signing off. That was too much fun.